Good morning from Los Angeles. Welcome to the pits. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the trading desk with Sergio. It's Friday, a momentous historic day. SpaceX is about to open. Indication is about 165, which is about 20% or more above the IPO price of 135. Welcome to the trading desk. As you guys can see, I have some changes. I have a running banner going on, but all the information necessary, all of that is also in the show notes. If you're interested in joining the free Discord or the premium Discord, information is in the rolling banner. Good morning. So without further ado, what's going on today? Pretty volatile day, actually. Although market's squeezing higher, it looks like the Iranians have also kind of agreed to the Taco Thursday. You guys hopefully survived yesterday. That was some sort of rip, right? It helped most of you probably, since most of you are long. But anyway, so historic day. Elon Musk becoming a trillionaire, I guess, right? I think he owns 45% of SpaceX, and good for him. And so without further ado, SpaceX is SPCX, not SPCC. But let's take a look. Let's see if it opened or not. So what are you guys guessing? You guys guessing we're going to sell off or we're going to rally when SPCX opens? SpaceX Exploration and Technology. SPCX is the symbol. Nope, not open yet. Not open yet. So SPY squeezing higher after yesterday's reversal. My positions are posted on the community page of the YouTube channel and also for the members on the Discord channel. And I post them every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Positions are fine. A couple of them are right. I have some covered strangles. Looks like one of them I'll probably get assigned. The other one, it's right on the border, but I don't mind getting assigned because the premiums I took in was as juicy as I can get it. And yeah, but then we have 5 days to go. They're expiring next Friday. And as we know, that could be a lifetime in our world. So I'll be on for a while. If you have any questions, please, 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 pretty please, put them up. I'll get to them after breaks and things like that. And yeah, SPCX, we're still waiting. SPCX. No, yep. I just got the first quote on my level 2. Looks like there's UBS bid at 150. Yeah, we'll see. The market makers will clean it up. And then yesterday I had a great day actually with the space stocks all rallying. Today they gave it all back. But we'll see once SPCX opens. I had a synthetic actually with Redwire, RDW. Profitable now, back to even. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. 135 was the price. $1.75 trillion market cap. 100 times sales. Pretty expensive, folks. Am I participating in it? No. Did I buy shares? No. It's too rich for my blood at the moment. Just like CBRS. You guys remember CBRS? Cerberus came out with huge fanfare, raised the IPO price twice, came public at 180, opened at 380, we're down to 200 or 212, right? So sometimes you got to be patient. Although I am in CBRS 2X ETF in a covered strangle, the symbol is CBRG. I'm long the shares right about at this price, and short the 6-7 combo for $1.55. which is pretty hefty. So that's the one that I may get assigned, or I may not get assigned by next Friday. So it seems like the space stocks are giving back again, such as Lunar, such as ASTS. ASTS down 12, Rocket Lab. Yeah, yesterday's was just a fake rally, I guess. Rocket Lab down 9 or 10. Yeah, these stocks are expensive. They're all expensive. SpaceX, obviously, super expensive at 100 times sales. But then you're paying for the future, right? So we'll see. We'll see how this is all going to work itself out. And but congrats to Elon, who made it happen. Actually, there's a great video on YouTube that I shared with my members yesterday about why SpaceX should be worth $2 trillion. Well, at the open, it's going to be worth about $2 trillion. That's trillion with a T, folks. We're not joking around here. And the pressure the other stocks are facing is due to the fact that $2 trillion worth of stock has space or room has to be made for these stocks for SpaceX to get injected into these funds. And I think that's why we had last week's swoon on SPY for about 5%. I think all the institutions were selling some stuff to make room for SPCX. The other thing is all the generals, and specifically the Mag 7, are getting shot. I mean, I'm talking waterfall, right? Meta, daily charts especially. I mean, look at Meta. Meta up a couple today, but it's testing the low about 570 range. That sold off from 700. Microsoft, same thing, on its lows. You guys know what's going on with the SaaS companies such as Adobe and CRM and ServiceNow. Absolutely getting obliterated. Oracle, right? Here's Oracle. I mean, they had a massive rally about 10 days ago, and it looks like there was nothing but short covering. Excuse me for a minute. Nothing but short covering. I have next week's expiration 165, 160 put credit spread on CRM. Hopefully we'll survive. I took in a couple of bucks yesterday when I did it. Nothing major, small position really. And yeah, so yeah. Let's see. What are you guys guessing? Are they going to sell off everything when SPCX opens? Not yet. Not yet. We're all waiting, right? We'll see. It's going to be interesting. So, yeah. Port's doing fine. Oh, well, I already posted it. In my long-term port, I added Alibaba today. At 111.5. I think at this price, I think it's fair. And I have 4 other stocks. Netflix, right about here. UPS at 96. Kava at 53.5. So UPS at 96. We're about 107. Netflix at 83. We are at 80.5. Lulu, I'm deep underwater, but we'll see. I'm at 182. Stock is 120. And Kava at 53. Stock is 90. So overall, it's good. The other thing is I had Google called away I had bought it last April at 152 and had, after 1 year and 1 month, it got called away at 350. I had written the 350 calls at 26 in January of this year. Finally, it got taken away. And yeah, so that game is over. We'll see. We'll see if they're going to sell off SPY. It seems like they're coming at it a little bit. But You know, market's really, really volatile. I mean, stocks are moving multiple points in minutes. I mean, I'm used to volatility, but even this is getting a little bit of, you know, nosebleed. But that's the markets for you folks. Yeah, that's where we are. Not yet. Not yet. Indication is 162. IPO priced at 135. A lot of the junk stuff is moving, such as SPCE, which is ridiculous, really, and Virgin Galactic. Yeah, they hammered it today, of course. You know, that thing about went from like 2.5 to like 9. Not gonna work. I'm looking at a couple things to buy. I missed buying Amcord this morning, kind of breaking out of a 2-month consolidation. Volume is good, MACD is good, everything is good. It looks like a ledge to take off of. Hopefully I'll get a little pullback to include myself in that trip to higher prices. SanDisk is going nuts again, making a new 52-week high today. Yeah. Although MACD is not confirming, but I'm sure it will confirm shortly. Micron, same thing. Not a new high, but it's moving. Soxel, which is the wildest thing I've ever traded. And I've seen 285 down to 165, back up to 237 today. This is all in a matter of week, folks. I mean, you got to have the stomach for all this. But then if you position size correctly, you should be all right. SPCX. Nope, not yet. Not yet. Yeah, the charts are all goofy because the systems are not picking up SPCX yet. Although the symbol is correct on Thinkorswim. I trade on Thinkorswim. And we'll see. We'll see when it opens, what it does. Did you participate in the IPO? Retail was supposed to participate up to 30%, supposedly. I am not sure. I am not sure. I didn't buy it. I could have bought it at Schwab. I didn't buy it. So let's go to the front. Let's see who's here. Let's see. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the trading desk. Welcome to the pits. Here, I used to be one of these dudes. That dude with the bald hair is looks like he's in agony. I don't remember what color yellow was. I don't know if it was Goldman or not. Merrill Goldman. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think this is Merrill right here. Okay. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, William. No worries. Good morning, Doug. Yeah, that should be pretty soon. You don't do Discord? Too bad. Go in video to just a hunch. Okay. The video looks pretty toppy to me. The IPO finally leveled out at 137. Okay. Orbital AI Center. Very interesting. You know how far that is from reality? That's like far. Okay, William, you have opinions. What's up, Buddha? I've been great. How about yourself? What software is that? Which one? Which one? The one I'm showing? That's Thinkorswim. That's the Thinkorswim platform, which is the Schwab platform. And yeah. Or the one I'm live streaming? Yeah, it's Thinkorswim. My platform is Thinkorswim, but I do have a small account that I post results for on the community page at Robinhood. And Schwab, I used to trade with Street Smart Pro, which I really liked for a decade plus. And then Schwab bought TD Ameritrade, and they force migrated me at some point because I held it back as far as I could. And then they migrated me to Thinkorswim. It took me like a couple of weeks to get used to it. It's pretty decent software. It's as you guys know, it was made by Tom Sosnoff of Tasty. Even the execution sound is the same. So, and then he sold it to TD Ameritrade, and then now everybody at Schwab migrated to Thinkorswim. What's off Adobe? I don't know. I did. Okay. So yeah, we'll see. We're gonna wait. I'll be on today until probably the close. So you can come in, you can go out, you can do whatever you want. For people who are watching, everything is in the running banner, and I'm moving it slowly actually. So I have a free Discord. We launched it on Monday. I have a website, which is here, www.sergioavedian.com. You get really good newsletter there every Monday. And my Twitter is here, at Trading Desk HQ, the Trading Desk Twitter account. And my website, www.sergioavedian.com. I talk a lot about investing. I talk about the basics there. Dollar cost averaging, rule of 72, compounding, all these things. If you're young or not, what's the letter? I'm not sure what the software is for. If it's rideshare, I'm not interested. Coding your new app. Yeah, not interested. Well, thank you, sir. God bless you too. God bless all of us. Where do you go for what? Can you just put a full sentence for me instead of piecemeal? To get the newsletter, go to the website. It's right there, www.sergioavedian.com. I'm surprised you haven't done it. So, as a young person that I know you would definitely improve your investing skills, long-term especially. And the other good thing on the website is, by the way, you don't have to read if you're not a reader. There is a listen button on each article. And there's I think there's about close to 40 articles now on the blog. We launched the website maybe 3 months ago. And now you can be sitting in your car like an audiobook. You can listen to all the articles, one after the other one. And it's also in Spanish. You can convert the whole thing to Spanish and listen in Spanish as well. So, well, okay, then create another account, my man. I don't know. You have Schwab, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Schwab is fine. Tasty is good, obviously. All these platforms are pretty similar, interactive brokers and everybody else. So, and it's what you like, what you get used to, what kind of trading you do. Like I have a Robinhood account. It's called my $1,000 Robinhood challenge, Robinhood account challenge. So I post those. It's on the community page on the YouTube side. You guys go to the community page, and then you see the screenshots I post. I post the equity. I think I finally broke 15K yesterday. I opened the account 2 years ago. In fact, the day I launched the YouTube channel, which is 2 years ago, is the day I opened that account with $1,000. So this year it's up about 160%. Last year's was about 400%. It's easy to do that with small amounts of money, but then you still have to manage really, really carefully. And then because not everybody has a six-figure trading account. My Schwab account is a big account, but I also have an investing account, which I just said I added a stock today, Alibaba. Is it trading now? All right, let's take a look. Yep, first print, 162. There we go. Yeah, everything's selling off though. SpaceX going up, Spider selling off. All the other, market selling off pretty good. All the other space stocks are selling off too. Kind of quite disappointing because Redwire almost hit 20 in the aftermarket yesterday, and I was like, yeah, let me count my money. I'm like, you never count your money until you're done with the trade, folks. And everything is selling off now pretty hard, actually. Getting a pretty good dump here. That's the 2-minute chart of the SPY. 160, 159 is moving all over the place. It's trading millions and millions and millions and millions of shares a minute. And so far, it looks like high as 163, low as 155. We're at 157. It's moving multiple points every second. So there we go. Elon Musk, a trillionaire. Congrats to Elon. Brilliant man. Brilliant man. There we go. Today was the day. Amazing. What's possible in this country, right? So not everybody could be Elon, obviously, but all of this is possible in this country only, nowhere else. So appreciate what you guys have and try to duplicate it. Anybody is capable. I mean, obviously he's different, but yeah, congrats. Congrats to Elon. Finally a trillionaire. Doesn't show it. He doesn't flash it like the other ones. I figured, I mean, we're back to where we kind of opened, actually. So pretty flat on SPY, but then you don't own the market, right? It's a market of stocks. It's not a stock market. Your underlying stuff could be moving all over the place, such as if you were in like CRM. Yeah, let's see how that put credit spread works out or not. Or Adobe, absolutely getting smashed last 3-4 days. I mean, I'm talking absolutely getting smashed. Look at that thing. We're down here, folks. Eyes down here. 10 days ago, 275, but then a long-term picture is ugly as it could be. This is 3-year Adobe. This is 10-year Adobe. Ugly, folks, ugly. Look at this thing. High of 600. We're down to 200. And for all the people who sell, so say, I sell puts, I sell calls, and good luck on this one. Same thing on ServiceNow. High of 240. We're at 100. Same thing on CRM. High of 370. We're at 165. Yeah, it's ugly out there with these SaaS companies, folks. So be careful. When people say, oh, I just sell puts, I sell calls, I'm like, yeah, you get caught with one of these, you're at the end of the road. Just from last week, the drop is insane. After they made it look like it's breaking out. I mean, CRM went from 211 to 165 in a week. ServiceNow, same thing. So, yeah, legacy software companies seem like, due to AI, actually, AI is disrupting them more than anything else, I guess, right? But then the next big IPO is going to be which? OpenAI, Anthropic, all these companies are going to rush and probably use retail for exit liquidity. Look, I'm not blaming anybody to come public this way. Of course they are. You give them the money, they take it. And who knows? Who knows what the future holds with all this stuff, right? You just follow read the tea leaves and do what you do. 167 now. I mean, that's strong. I didn't expect it to hold this well, but it's only 8 minutes in. 167.5. So all the other ones are selling off. Rocket Lab. Yeah, Rocket Lab on its the low of the day. Down about 12. ASTS. Same thing. Kind of bouncing a little bit. 84 down 13. Lunar Intuitive Machines down 4.5. They're all down 15 to 20% today, and they were up 15 to 20% in anticipation of the SpaceX IPO yesterday. So whatever they advanced yesterday, it got negated today. And we're up to 165. Trading about let's see. Trading about 1.5 million shares every 2 minutes. Wonders of technology, folks. It's all good. Yeah. Where do you go? It is trading now. Where do I go? Where do you go? I already told you that. I left that there. Okay, you have Schwab. Okay, SpaceX is moving. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You are where? When you opened that account? Which account, buddy? Schwab account? Schwab account has been there for 25 years. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. William is active. Keep posting. Which account? The Robinhood account? Robinhood account I opened exactly 2 years ago. I launched a YouTube channel and opened I called it the $1,000 Robinhood account challenge. Let's see what we can grow it to. It's been pretty steady. If you look at the screenshots, I post every Monday, Wednesday, Friday on the community page of the YouTube channel. It's been pretty steady. Minimal drawdowns, extreme focus on risk management, and don't allow drawdowns of more than maybe 15%, and then go cash and then move it over. When will options be available for SPCX? I think they are first going to probably within a week to 10 days, usually, on these big names. And I think they're going to have a 2x ETF pretty soon as well. So, rejoice, gamblers. Oh, Alexander, how do you like the new setup? What do you think about it? You like it? You like the banner? You like the logo? You like you like it? What do you think about it? Okay, at noon I have a game to watch. Well, actually, World Cup is here. Very exciting game yesterday. Korea and Czechia. That country has changed names 3 times already. So this is my favorite time of the year, World Cup, for a month or more. I'm going to just focus on soccer, football, the real football, not the egg-shaped football. I know NBA finals are going on. I have zero interest in it. So 2 games played already. Mexico, in front of their home crowd, 100,000 people, yesterday beat South Africa 2-0. And last night, super exciting game. Korea obviously, went down 1-0 to Czechia, and then they came back and won the game 2-1. Today we have 2 games as well. We have Canada playing today, and I don't know the schedule. And tomorrow, USA is playing Paraguay. First US game. Let's see how they do in their group. Their group's a tough group. They have Paraguay, Australia, Turkey, and USA. So that's a group of death. That's a tough group to come out of. But we'll see. Hopefully, US will do well. And so as you guys know, it's in 3 countries: Canada, Mexico, and US. All 3 home countries got automatic bids into the World Cup. And this year, the format is a little different. I don't have to go into it. If you're interested, you can check it, Google it, do whatever you want to do with it. But I love all these games. The fire, the emotion, the crowd, and it's just amazing, absolutely amazing. So the big names will play over the weekend, like Brazil and England and France and Spain, and they're all coming now. And can't have enough of it. And I think tomorrow there's 4 games. I will be watching all 4 if I have time, obviously. So I told my family, I'm going to be absent from any and all family obligations for the next month. I just want to watch these games because it's every 4 years, and it's like the Olympics. And yeah, so good morning, Vartan. Good morning. All right, let's see what's going on. Ouch. RDW 1470. Holy shit. We're selling off hard now. Yeah, we are. We definitely are. Socks down 10 handles. SanDisk down. Only up 77 now. Holy shit. CBRS. I think I'm going to get assigned that one too. CBRG. So I have a coverage triangle on CBRG. Stock is 590. You guys can see the positions on the community page. So, well, I'll explain it. I'm going to be here for a while. So CBRG, I'm long at 611. Stock is 590. I sold a 6-7 combo for $1.55 for June next week. So if the stock is between 6 and 7, they expire worthless. My return, my RR on that, if the options expire worthless and stock is between 6 and 7, is about 28%. If I get called away at 7 plus the 155, it'll be 855. Then it's about 42% RR for about, I put this position on about a week ago for 2 weeks. And if it's below 6, then I get assigned an equal amount of 1,500 shares. But then my assignment price will be, including the premium I took in of $1.55. Well, while the stock is at 6, it'll be 455, 445. I'll take it. I'll take those shares, and then I can probably sell, cover calls on it, and do whatever I need to do. But yeah, that's where we are. So yeah, man. With that said, that's where we are, folks. Yeah, we're selling off pretty good. We are selling off. This is the 2-minute chart of SPX. I thought we would sell off. Well, today is young. It's only 9 o'clock. It feels like it's 3 o'clock. There's your sock. So I'm watching a bunch of things. Let's see if they get in my range, but not yet. Not yet. Yeah, RDW gave everything back and more. Shit. We may have to take an L on that from being a green. Disappointing, really. But then you got to do what you got to do. That's why it's called trading, folks. You don't know what's going to happen. There are no guarantees. You put the trade on when you're supposed to put the trade on. You take the L when you're supposed to take the L. In fact, I made fun of some of my members. I go, why'd you guys get out? And then in aftermarket, it moved all the way to 1960. And I'm like, yeah, we're going to print. And sure enough, we're not printing. We're actually giving it to the printer at the moment anyway. Positions are clear. Still have a bunch of cash. I have a couple of things that are going to get called away as well, such as AD&T. Well, that's next week. Who knows what's going to happen by next week? I have covered calls on AD&T, and I have covered calls on Velo. Bought the stock 16.5, sold at 20. Stock went from 16.5 to 33 in 3 days. I was like, F cover calls. But then I'm going like, okay, today I like cover calls. But we'll see. We'll see where that ends up. So calmly and coolly, we just keep doing what we're doing. And because this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a long-term race. And I put my record against anyone's. And longevity and consistency is key. Manage your money. Manage your risk, folks. A lot of people don't know how to do that. And they become bag holders. You know what I mean? You got to learn how to take L's as a trader, if you're a trader. You know, first you have to figure out who you are. SPCX experiencing fast market conditions. No shit. 157 now. Yeah, let's see. Should we guess on the chat where it's going to end up in end of the day? So far high looks like 169 or 168.75. Low 155. All the numbers are messed up, folks. So, yeah. Yeah. 160 now. Let's go to the big charts. And I'll put this on and go grab a cup of coffee. I'll be on for, I don't know, until the market closes probably. And here's the 2-minute chart of SPCX. It literally is trading this is each bar is 2 minutes. So it's literally trading about 1.3 to 1.5 million shares every 2 minutes, which is not much actually. It'll get more. But so yeah, that's where we are. This is SPY. We got up to 744, down to 738. It's coming into support here a little bit. Taco Thursday worked out yesterday, but today we're giving it back. Yeah, this is a big move down. I'm not enjoying RDW at all after doing what it did yesterday, giving that all back. When you have key reversals days like this one from important support levels, and then it gets negated, yeah, you got to be careful. Got to be careful. So we may have to take a break-even trade on that if we get to break-even. We're down a few $100, not a big deal. But yeah, actually, let me remove that thing. I don't know permanently how to remove the labels, not the labels, but the trade. I don't mind having the trades on. I like that with the lines, but then I don't like that it puts those labels. It just kind of clutters and covers the space on Thinkorswim anyway. But great software, very stable. I have a level 3 account, obviously, margin and whatever at Schwab. I'm allowed to do anything and everything. I also have a level 3 account at Hood, Robinhood, and margin. I don't go margin. I don't use margin whatsoever. You have to have margin account to short their stocks, which I do frequently. You have to have margin account to do certain optional things that, on level 3, you have to have a margin account basically to be freedom of everything. So, and then once you have all the tools in your toolbox, you'll be able to put those tools to work. And back to SPCX, back up to 162. Maybe we could day trade it, trade 100 shares about that. I don't think they will let me short though. I don't know if they'll let me short. Let me see if they're gonna let me short. Will they let me short? Yeah, they will. They will let me short. Wow, that's cool. Super. Super duper. Well, there's SPCX for you folks. Here's SPX. 74.56 high. Sold off to 73.95. Bouncing a little bit. On the daily, it looks kind of interesting. Yesterday's key reversal came right at the 50 EMA, folks. 3 times we tagged the 50 EMA and then we turned. Are we going to go make new highs now? Possibly. We'll find out. That was like a little garden variety 5% correction from the high. I don't know. Are we going to go make a new high? New all-time high? Back at the ranch, you said NVIDIA. I don't like the way NVIDIA looks, actually. This is right on support at 200 EMA now. Actually, that's 2 minutes. On the daily doesn't look that hot. Lower lows, lower highs, kind of a downtrend. I could see it getting down to maybe, I don't know, 190. We'll see. This looks pretty toppy to me. I don't know. Again, it's chopsticks. you know, chopsticks are chopsticks. Definitely Tesla. Same thing. Lower lows, lower highs. Short-term downtrend. Just gotta be careful with it. Every other Mag 7 is the same. Amazon, big sell-off on Amazon actually. And that's Amazon. 280 down to 230. Google is actually holding the best out of all the Mag 7. 408 high. Microsoft is in a world of hurt. Look at that. Come on now. 466 high. 387. That's 80 points, folks. We're not joking here. So all the Mag 7 is like kind of looking a little toppy here to me. And triple Qs obviously follow Mag 7. You know, held a 50 MA on that one too. And, you know, we'll see. We'll see how things are going to look. Every day is a new day. Every day is a new day. Let's put SPCX and go get a coffee break. SpaceX, 2 minute. You guys want to watch the 2 minute while I'm gone? There it is. There's the 2 minute. Let me answer a couple more questions real quick and then I'll go. Good morning. Schwab is over 50 years old. Okay. All right, let me put this up for you guys. You guys can see it. There's the 2 minute chart of SPCX. Elon the trillionaire. Good for him. I'll be back. Okay. Okay, I'm told by my producer that, hold on. I'm told by my producer that the trading desk Twitter account or handle is incorrect. I confirmed that it is incorrect. It's missing the R. I guess I'm dyslexic. So let me see if I can go change that. I probably could. Yes, we could. Yes, we can. Let's see. Let's see. Edit. On the fly, producer. Yes, it's missing an R. There it is. Trading Desk HQ at Trading Desk HQ. Okay. How about it? Fixed it. Fixed it for you, sir. And then he says, when you put the charts up, put your face in there. You know, too demanding, you know? Yeah, too demanding. I don't know. I'm not getting paid for this, you know. Okay, so let's see if we can do that as well. How about this way? This is the way you want it? Huh? Is that the way you want it? Is that it? Is that it? Is that the way you want it? Is it working out for you? Is it like this? Huh? Did it work out? Okay, that's the way you want it? Producer? I guess so. All right, so that's 2-minute chart of SpaceX. For fuck's sake, bro. This way? Is that better? Is that better? But it's covering the volume, what the most important volume part is. No, I don't want that one. I can do it this way. No. Is that better? No. Well, we'll decide on that. I can do it this way. How about that? Is that good? No. I can do it this way. I can do it without myself. Or I can do it this way. I don't like that one. It's because it hasn't filled in yet. Once the chart fills in, it's going to cover the last MACD and volume bars. So it's going to be either this one, take a pick. Take your pick. I think this is the one. Producer, you're fired. Okay, so that's SpaceX. What else is going on? What's going on? 2-minute SPY. We came support, bounced. Okay, fine, good. Yeah, cool. And yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it. What are we doing? Watching paint dry today? Is that what we're doing? Do we need to trade every day? No. Do we need to build positions and trim them and scale in and scale out? Yes. Am I a day trader? No. If you're a day trader, good luck to you. I don't think you'll last. If you're a swing position, option, futures, derivatives, all kinds of things, trader, this is your place. You'll learn. I'm going to give you a full toolbox by the time I'm done with this thing. And he says it's perfect. Well, I cannot see myself now, but I can see the chart. But then, yeah, anyway. So All right. Okay. Problem solved. Twitter handle fixed. Oh, now we're rallying. Interesting. Okay. Maybe space stocks will rally. It came right into support too, by the way, at 1458 on RDW. Lunar. Okay, my producer keeps texting me. I don't know why. Okay. Lunar rallied a little bit. Amcor is the breakout of the day. I missed buying it. I really did. That's a breakout, folks. Well, we're trying. Volume is kind of anemic, but MACD is turning up. These types of patterns are my favorite patterns. Measurement on that is going to be pretty high, 40 to 80 to 40. Then we can get up to 100 on that thing, 105 actually. You guys notice what's going on with some of these quantum stocks, right? How about IBM, folks? It's trading like a pork belly. Look at that thing. That's the daily chart of IBM. It goes from 212 to 330 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. And then it goes from 330 down to 270 or 265 in another 8 days. I mean, come on now, right? Okay, it's getting crazy. I gotta be really closely watching the CRM PCS. As you guys can see with the lines, 165, 160 PCS, took in a couple of bucks. Small position, 5 lots. Trying to make a grand. If we do a rally a little bit, they will expire worthless, obviously. If you know what, you don't know what, okay, I speak in acronyms, and assuming everybody knows what the heck I'm saying. So acronyms are PCS is put credit spread. So that means classes in session, pay attention. That means you sell the closer to the money put and you buy with a wing, whatever you choose the wing to be. The more risk you want, the wider the wing. You sell a put, you buy a put. The put you sell is closer to the money. The put you buy is out of the money. Then there is CCS, which is the opposite of PCS, which is called credit spread. If you think something is going down, you can sell CCS. And same thing. This way you buy a closer to the money call. I mean, you sell a closer to the money call and you buy an out of the money call. And then there's CDS. CDS is called debit spread. That's vertical, let's say. Pretty simple to understand, right? Stock is 100. You buy the 100 calls, you sell the 110 calls. There's your CDS, called debit spread. And then there's a put debit spread. PDS, you buy the put, you sell the put. So you lower your cost basis basically by doing that. But then you guys must understand on the CDS and PCS and CCS are premium takers. You're selling premium basically. But CDS and PDS, you're not going to realize the width of your wing all the way probably to the last couple of days to expiration, right? You will make money, but you will not realize the total max profit on those if you're going the right direction, by the way. But it's an interesting way of playing the markets. So for example, on RDW, the trade is I sold the 1512 PCS, put credit spread. With that money, I financed the purchase of a CDS 2025 call debit spread with a credit of 80 cents. So three things can happen. This is going out to July regular expiration. So 3 things can happen. What can happen? Stock is above 15. Okay, everything expires worthless, but I have taken in 80 cents. So I'm getting paid to play. I'm bullish on the stock. I'm looking for the stock to rally probably back to 20 to 25. Okay, stock rallies. The PCSs will expire worthless. The CDSs will end up making you money. Stock is below 15. Well, my max loss is already predetermined. It's a defined risk downside trade. Stock can go to 0. It wouldn't matter to me because I'm not selling naked puts. What I'm doing is 1512 is, what's that, 3, right? Okay, so that's your wing width. Well, I took in 80 cents, so take that out of that. So my max loss on this trade could be only 220. And of course, there is many things you can do as the date nears if you're in the money. You can roll, you can close the position for a loss, you can do many things, right? So, or you can get assigned if you want. I'll make that decision when July comes. I got 34, 35 days to go. So, yeah, there you go. That was a quick lesson on what they are. There is SPCX. And my producer, if you say one more thing, I swear to God, I'm going to fire your ass. All right. No questions. Too early to tell when SPCX will end up. Well, that's the whole idea, right? That's the guessing game that we're playing. That's the whole idea, sir. Okay. Let's take a look at the positions. How much is going on? We have 5 days to go to June expiration. Strangles are fine. The only thing I have to watch relatively closely is CRM. Everything else is July. One other covered strangle, I'm going to get assigned. Velo, I'm going to get called away. I paid 16.5 for the stock. Sold the 20s for $1 for June. When the stock was 17.5, then appropriately, stock decided to rip from 16.5 to 33 in 3 days. Interesting. And cover calls, love cover calls, right? So I was like, okay, I'll make $5,000. That was the idea. And I'm like, okay, bought 1,000 shares, sold the calls, stock rips. If I didn't have the cover call, it's a $15,000 trade, literally. No, actually, 16.5 to 33. Yeah, $17,000 trade. But then again, you're going to say, well, you're not going to get the top. You're not going to get the bottom. I bought it close to the bottom. Stock's low was 15.5. I paid 16.5 after a decent pullback. So what was my thought process on that one? Let's talk about that real quick. Okay, so this is Velo. That's the symbol Velo. That's the 2-minute chart. All right, so I paid, literally stock's low was 15. I paid 16.5. Why? Right at the 200, right at the 50 EMA. Okay. And then stock rips. Well, I have covered calls now, right? Okay. My intent was, okay, well, if we get up to 20, I'll get called away. 16.5, 21 is 4.5. That's $4,500. I'm like, okay, cool. For a week trade, that's not that bad. And what happens? It rips. Now it's down. Okay. Now I got to wait another 5 days for this to be resolved, or I could actually, the stock could be taken away early because there isn't much premium left, but there's some extrinsic value left on the 20s still. Probably if they're going to take it away from me, which I'm fine with it, at $20 plus the 1, which is 21, they'll probably take it away early next week. Yeah. Let's see the premium. Yeah, there's still some extrinsic value on the 20s. There's 6,680, pretty wide spread. Stock is 25.62. All good. You know, $4,500, no bad. 30%. Take it. Take the money. It's been a good month actually. June, decent, really decent. Last month was really, really good. You know, we're trying to survive, man. Trying to make money, man. You know, everything else just watching. I mean, I don't trade too often, but then when I do trade, I put a position on. I don't risk more than 5 to 8% of total account equity when I'm putting a position on because, you know, I'm not a YOLOer. And I'm not a FOMOer. I'm not a hodler like those ex-gurus are, some of them, right? You know, because on X, I think there is a misconception about selling options. I'm not against selling options. I do it all the time. But they make it sound like it's risk-free. And then they go, I wheel. Wheeling is like rudimentary, man. It's fucking options 101. You know, I mean, go ahead and wheel now. What happened with CRM? Go ahead and wheel with Adobe. Go ahead and wheel with some of these wild names, right? I mean, come on now. You're going to be holding the bag. And then what these people do is they never lose money, right? They get assigned the share, I sell the call, stock keeps going down. Then what do? Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about the real risks of trading, right? I do it because I'm fully transparent and I show my losses, I show my gains. I'm not competing with anyone, honestly, at this stage of my career. So if you guys want me to talk a little bit about the background here, that was me for about a year and probably about a year and a half. So that is, I'm guessing that's either COMEX or that's CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange. And that was us, literally for 6.5 hours. We used to have a saying that if somebody had a heart attack and died, which actually did happen, you wouldn't fall because we're so tightly bunched up like sardines that you won't fall. So you guys see this guy's looking up, right? There are 3 steps on the pit, top step and bottom step, right? And all the hands are up. You guys see the hand signals, right? That's how we used to trade, man. So if you were doing this with the hand signals, you're a buyer, right? If you're doing this, you're a seller. And you have different, that's a 5 lot. You have all kinds of signals. You have different signals. This is futures trading. You have all kinds of signals for the month, the cycle you're trading. And yeah, it was fun. It was great. It was awesome. And then those days are different because those days, like you could tell that dude with the bald head is pretty stressed. And he's looking at a trader to make eye contact so they can transact. And then what would happen is that we would transact and then we have pieces of paper, literally pieces of paper. So as you guys can see, there are different colored jackets. And our color was gray, and different colored jackets with the tags represent different brokerages. And these guys are all working for a broker. And they would transact and then throw the piece of paper, and there'd be runners, which I started as a runner on COMEX in the good old Trade Center #1, which were taken down, as you guys may or may not know. Well, obviously you guys know on 9/11, right? And so yeah, I started as a runner and then moved into trading in the pit, and then I go like, I gotta do a little better. Kept moving up in the company, became senior VP. I used to run a decent trading desk actually, and then started trading equities and derivatives, because from this day, right, this ended now, but then the pits were the best. Why? Because you could see who's in trouble, right? You could see the whites of their eyes. You could see who's really under duress and stress. And then the sound level, you can always see, you can always hear what's going on. See, right now we're trading, we're looking at a screen. There's no sound. There is no human. We're trading with someone, right? Most likely Citadel. Or if you're routing through Robinhood, they're sending everything to Citadel. It's all computers now. But then even in our days, we had the screens, but then we didn't trade on the screen. And then screen trading showed up, and obviously the progression of everything else, right? The co-located servers, high-frequency trading, all that stuff happened. And but guess what? I've survived. I'm still here. I am still here. So what else? Yeah, we're just going to hang in there. There's not much else to do. Let me go through my real quick list here. Go through my list. There we go. US and Iran have finally agreed upon text of a deal. Pakistan Prime Minister says. Okay, finally. That's over. Straits of Hormuz will open. I'm actually getting bullish on the metals. USO, I'm sure, is 126. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's very toppy there. Gold and silver are, yeah, I think, yeah. I mean, there's definitely a correlation there. Still very bullish on the metals. from this point on, actually. You know, we had the melt up, we had the correction. The same thing is going to happen to the chip stocks, by the way. You guys see this here? Yeah, the same thing is going to happen to the chip stocks, guaranteed. Just wait. Things don't grow to the sky. Parabolics don't end well. Okay, that's all I can say. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. And so, yeah, I'm turning bullish on the metals. We'll see how that's going to work itself out. And close that. Close that. So what kind of trade am I looking at? I'm looking at, you know, yesterday was a key reversal day on gold. Silver, same thing. So you have a group of stocks in your head, in your mind, and database, whatever, or watch list. Obviously, the things that make sense are the, you know, you can go to the ETF way, you can go to NUGT, the miners 2X ETF. Yeah, making lower lows, lower highs. We need a little bit more basing action here, obviously. But then you can go to individual stocks like Hecla Mining, all under the 200 EMA, all under the moving averages, clear downtrends on all of them. But then downtrends are meant to be ended, and that's Majestic Silver, EXK is Endeavor Silver. That's actually holding relatively well. And Highcroft Mining. Yeah, I have thousands of these miners, right? Yeah, they're all on downtrends. There's no doubt about it. But then all downtrends end at some point, right? So I'm also watching the dollar index. When it comes to the metals, dollar index has actually kind of been rallying. But I think with oil finally topping, unless Trump changes his mind over the weekend and starts bombing again, oil may be making first lower low. I actually had a really profitable put butterfly on this one. I doubled my money, got out. I think it's almost a quadruple now, actually. But then if you know what a butterfly is, then you have to kind of hit the middle on the nose. I'll explain butterflies shortly. Yeah. So I'm turning bullish on that. But other metal stocks, Pan American Silver, which is PAS. Again, they're all in downtrends. They're making lower lows. Today they're bouncing. You know, and then there's the base metals, obviously, the Alcoas and Freeport-McMoRan copper stocks. Alcoa, I think it's right in the buying range, actually. That's actually interesting. 84 high, 65 low. Okay, that's interesting. Century Aluminum. Yeah, that's holding really well. Freeport, that's a copper stock. That's just biding his time before he makes a new high. ERO Copper. Yeah, that's bouncing right off to 200 EMA. So they're all just kind of going sideways until the rotation starts and these stocks get picked up and tech gets dumped. And then you must follow rotation, folks, right? When oil was going up, even Exxon and Chevron, the biggest companies, right? They were moving like pork bellies. Look at that, right? So an Exxon goes from 110 to 170 when Middle Eastern crisis took place. Same thing with the refiners. You just have to understand the what you're looking at, right? Valero. There's Valero, not even pulling back, right? And there is Phillips, 66. Refiners very strong. Yeah, and but if you have your system set up in a way that it can kind of give you or show you the rotation, right? The rotation clearly has been in chip stocks, chip equipment makers, and things like that. We all know that, right? The Micron, SanDisk's, Western Digitals, and Seagates, and things like that. Okay, that's clear. Well, that's going to change. I'm not sure when, but that's going to change at some point. So when it does, Wall Street rotates. They either rotate into financials or consumer cyclicals, or all kinds of things. So, right? So you just have to understand the rotation and just rotate with it. Because like if you get stuck on a SanDisk when it's selling off, which they do, which they will, but at the moment, that's the game. That's the play. Chips, chip stocks, chip manufacturers. In fact, I was interested in MRAM. Yeah, that's on the right on the 50 MA. I think that's decent here, to be perfectly honest. MX, I'm looking at the chip stocks. These are all stocks that made 52-week highs and then pulling back into support. That's very speculative. MRAM speculative. And then if you want to stick with the big names, obviously NVIDIA's and AMD's and Microns and ADIs, analog devices. Avago had a horrible, pullback, but it's probably bouncing a little bit now. Actually, no. Marvell, Intel, right? All these names that you all know. So Intel probably pretty soon, yep, about to test its all-time high. So yeah, I mean, trading is not that difficult. You just got to understand, read the tea leaves correctly, and you got to understand where what is. And when the rotation starts, get on it, because rotation doesn't end in a day or two. It takes weeks, months for a rotation to take place. And then if you have your watch list set up in a way that you can clearly see the rotation, right? So if you have a watch list that's not static, I'm not talking just watching stocks, putting things in a watch list. You have an active watch list that kind of shows you the rotation, where the rotation is going, where the money is going. You just go into those groups. In each group, there's hundreds of stocks, from large cap, mid cap, small cap. Take your pick and then take advantage of the rotation, because that's trading, right? Because unfortunately, on X, people only know about 10 stocks, right? It's NVIDIA, Mag 7, Palantir, all 10 stocks. What about Palantir? What about Tesla? Tesla's the same price as it was 4 years ago. What about SoFi? Same shit. What about it, right? I mean, while SoFi is like going from 33 to 15, right? Why don't you trade a Goldman? Like new 52-week high. After its 52-week high, why don't you trade a JP Morgan? Why don't you trade a Bank of America? There's many other financials. While the one stock is going down, the other one is going up. Well, if you want to be in pain, deal with the same 10 stocks. But people are in love with these stocks for some reason. Man, there's 10,000 stocks in my universe. And, people are talking about like chip stocks and this and that. Okay, well, before Micron, before this, we had stocks like AOI, right? Applied Optoelectron. You have AXTI, AXT Inc., right? You have AHR. Look at these uptrends, right? Higher highs, higher lows. Trend is your friend. Make it simple, folks. Make it less painful for yourselves. So, and when the space stocks were rocketing, right? Rocket Lab was one. Look at that move. 80 to 160 in like 3 weeks. Well, if you can't make money there, then you're in the wrong business. I don't know what to say. Same thing with RDW. I waited for the pullback and bought it. Stock is 15.5. Okay, right on 50 MA. It was 26. They did an ATM, put pressure on the stock. Okay, well, this is the buy point. You just step up here and put the trade on. If you're wrong, you take your L and get out. That's all you can do. You don't argue with the market. Same thing with ASTS. Right? All these space stocks, they're all expensive. Undoubtedly, they have no earnings. They have revenue, right? At some point, that revenue is going to go to the bottom line. They're all selling 60, 80, 100 sales, 100 times sales. Well, when you don't understand fundamentals and when they're like that, and you're YOLOing into these things, because the pullbacks are brutal on these things. Brutal, right? I mean, Rocket Lab pullback, high 151, it pulled back to 90 or 98 or 100. That's 50 points, folks. Okay. Same thing on RDW, 2664 high, almost 10 days ago. Stock is 15.5. Same thing on Intuitive Machines. Stock is 47 high. It pulled back to 25. Yeah, I mean, people go, I sell puts, I sell calls. I'm like, my ass, you're just stuck now. Now they nailed you. Now what? Now you got to wait. Base, hopefully rally. Was that the ultimate top? But possibly, potentially. That's why I say stonks are to be bought and sold, right? There are very few stocks to be just bought and held. Stonks are to be bought and sold. Whoever says anything otherwise, come talk to me. I'll probably start putting some people on the channel if I'm going to stream for like 3-4 hours. It's boring to talk by myself. So I'll share the StreamYard link, and then if you guys want to come on to ask me questions or do whatever, we can do that. And, you know, Wall Street is good at selling you shit. Don't buy it, right? For example, CBRS, right? Cerberus, Cerebras, 180 pricing, 386 high, stock at 196. This is just new issue, right? Hot IPO, chip stock. Well, why isn't this one going up? Because it's priced too high, right? Same thing is going to happen to SPCX. I have no doubt. Although it's 172 now, it's kind of pushing higher. There you go. There's the 2-minute on SPCX. At 175, I think it's worth 2 trillion. Or is it at 165? No, I think it's at 175. 175 is 2 trillion market cap. 2 trillion market cap, 5 billion loss, 20 billion sales, 100 times sales. Fundamentals matter, folks. Whoever says it doesn't, don't smoke the crack. Same thing is going on with Palantir, right? Fundamentals are so stretched on that stock. It was stretched. It's less stretched now, but it's still stretched, right? You know, that thing was at, I think, close to 250 times sales at some point. And then what? Now the stock has to either go sideways to lower for the earnings to catch up, right? Stock high 208. Right now we're at 128. That's 80 points. Now you're going to say, well, Sergio, it was $10 like 2 years ago. Absolutely, yeah. If you caught that wave, amazing, absolutely amazing, right? But now it has to digest all those gains. Now earnings have to come through. Are they? We're going to find out. So don't buy into the hype on a lot of these things. Anyway, that's my recommendation. Again, none of this is trading, financial, or investing advice. What I do is very risky. Do your own due diligence instead of blindly following some guru, furu, or whatever it is. Okay. Nobody's in the chat. Anybody in the chat? Can you guys put up a question or a thumbs up or something? Are you guys all alive? Or is my chat not working? It is working. I see it. Okay. Alrighty. So this is the trading desk. I'm going to start going live maybe at least 3 times a week now. And I'll go on for a few hours. If you guys are interested in asking questions, please post them in there. All the information that you need. Oh, there you go. Rocket ship right there. All the information is on the rolling banner. Full transparency. I post my account positions and everything. Now in the new Discord server or community page of the YouTube channel, although there's a lag, there's a delay. I post it every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the community page of the YouTube channel. If you say where the community page is, it's on the right-hand side. There's like live and video and shorts and things like that. There's a row of tabs. You scroll left, and then the last one says community. That's where I post it, where the posts are. In order to get notified of the live streams, please subscribe to the channel. It's free. Please put a thumbs up if you like what you're hearing. That's also free. And so you can catch the live streams. You can get notified. Because there's no schedule for these. I do it like today. I scheduled this yesterday. You want to have time, I'll do it. And but I'm going to try to do it at least 3 times and show you guys some live trading. I don't feel like doing anything today. It's kind of a lazy day, actually. But at some point, you know, it's only 10 o'clock. There's 3 hours to go. 3 hours to go. What should we do? Let's go through the... Yeah, there's not much going on, man. Just holding the shit together. Everything is where it's supposed to be, honestly. You know, the account's going to look a little different. Still 50%, 60% cash, actually. So when I see an opportunity, I'll do it. Maybe I'll just I don't force things, by the way. I don't force things. I do not force things. I do it when they come to me. I'm patiently waiting for them every day. I'm waiting. Like I want to do a trade on MRAM right at 50 EMA. What's my risk on this trade if I pull it? It's pretty wild stock. MACD all the way down to 0. Earnings were good. It melted up. It went from 10 to 6, almost 60, 51. Straight up parabolic. Now I'm kind of thinking it's going to go sideways a little bit longer, digest all this. And MACD turns from 0 back up, then I think I'll participate in this. I'm not sure if this is options, and if it does, it probably is very wide. Yeah, it doesn't have weekly options. I like weekly options when I'm trading. It gives me a lot more chances, although June, July cycle. So if we're going to do anything, actually the spreads are pretty good on this, so I'll probably trade some options on this. Where's the stock? Stock's 25. Yeah, they're about right. 130 IVR. Yeah, not bad. So I'm waiting on this one. You know, I have a list that I literally write it down. Actually, I do work. I do one hour of chart work every day. I go through my active watch list, and so these are some of the stocks I'm looking at. Some big, some small. You know, some of these dog stocks like Unisys, for example. I mean, so that pullback to 20 EMA, first pullback 20 EMA is always strong. Asana. Some are small, some are large. You know, I have maybe like 4 or 5 different watch lists. Earnings were decent, good volume, not pullback. That's worth a look right here. Pretty low risk trade, really. In fact, I'll probably buy some of that. Yeah, stock is 730. High was 930. That's solid 20% in there. Okay, we wait Asana. Let's put an asterisk next to that. I want to look into PD. Yeah, that's kind of turning from 20 EMA. I like that one quite a bit. Woozy, I'm already long 5,500 shares. Oh, we're back to 310.11. Okay, tested 3 again. So I like these, melt ups and pullbacks into support, right? That's more my style. And then breakouts. For example, Amcor is definitely breaking out. It's been strong all day and it's just staying strong. MACD is turning back up. That last pullback was probably the buy. I like DE quite a bit. Deere, Caterpillar. Some of these names, look, 52-week highs, man. If you want to sell puts on this thing. Making 52-week high after 52-week high. IBM actually probably will trade. Give it a little bit more time. It's first pullback to 20 EMA. It's always a decent buy, which is right where we are. So if I were to trade that, I'll probably do it through options. Go way out of the money. More bang for your buck. Like July 300s, for example, they're like $5. They will move, I assure you. July has how many days on the cycle? 34 days, right? Yeah, maybe I'll just start buying those as well. So yeah, when things get to where I need to get to, and especially when they start moving, I need to get on the train. So I'm watching MACD on this pretty close. It's short-term sell signal. After the melt up, this is IBM, folks. Look at this thing. I mean, they're moving stocks like potatoes and tomatoes, man. I'm used to it, but even this type of volatility is kind of nerve-wracking. Yeah, CRM. I mean, CRM is also, it's catching a falling knife in most of these, right? You just got to be really kind of careful with it. I mean, these are huge sell-offs on these stocks. 50 points on CRM, much more on Adobe, ServiceNow, same thing. ServiceNow to support now, right about here, 100, 101. I mean, stock was 140, pulled back 40 points. I mean, but the MACD is above 0, pulling back. So these are the types of trades. Like if I'm going to do a counter trend trade, I'll probably go buy the 2X ETF of ServiceNow. I think it's NOWL. Yep. And look at that thing. That thing was 902. We're down to 472. So yeah, that's what trading is. Actually, I should make an asterisk on that one too. See, I'm taking notes as I'm doing this with you guys. Yeah, if you don't want a counter trend rally here, they'll probably rally like, I don't know, 10, 15 points here, if not a little bit more. And that 20 points is 20%. If you buy the 2x ETF, 20%, 473, 20% is about 90 cents. Okay, well, this is going to go 40%, right? It's a 2x ETF, bullish ETF. So 40% on 473 is like $1.70, $1.80. That's a trade. And what's the downside, though, right? Always think of the downside before you even pull the trigger. So the downside is NOW doesn't stop. It keeps going, retesting the low at 88. Well, when that happens, right here, if that happens at 85, 101 to 100 to 85 is 15 points. That's 15%, right? Well, that means the 2x ETF with volatility drag and everything else is going to go down 30%. So that 475 that may look cheap to you is going to go down to 3.5. So what do? Okay, if you're going to trade this here in the counter trend rally kind of a thing happening, okay, you buy it here, put your stop and right below here, mental stop. I don't use physical stops, by the way. Mental stop right about 97. And 97, that's 3%. That's 6% on the 2x ETF. You get the heck out of Dodge. You take your L like a man and watch it retest the low. So you could do the same thing on CRM, for example. I mean, that already made a lower low, right? MACD going under 0. It looked like it was coming back to life. No, fake rally. Okay. Could there be a counter trend rally on this? 20 points? Sure. Could it get bounced back up to 20 EMA at 175, 180? Sure. That's what, 10%? Okay, well, that means CRMG is the 2x ETF is going to go up 20%. Okay, 20% on 439 is about 85 cents. Yeah, but be careful with these 2x ETFs. I have a bunch of videos talking about volatility drag on 2x ETFs. 2x ETFs, the best example is Tesla and TSLL. 2x ETFs are not what you guys think it is. They should not be bought and held for months. You're going to lose everything. I can assure you that. So for me, it's a good trading tool on breakouts if they exist. If not, then you go with options. So anyway, that's where we are, folks. I'm going to go take a little quick break and then come back. Come on back. SPCX. Let's see where we are there. 176, making a new high. There we go. Up 41 points, up 30%. Super duper. There's the 2-minute chart. I'm going to take my face off this time. Happy Friday. Yay! My man is here. Good question. Where and when do you see? Remember the 52-week high list? That's where you see it. You see the composure or the composition of the group changing, right? If you start seeing more metal stocks, like when gold and silver were going up, it was 50% of the group was 50% of the stocks were miners, minor equipment makers, and things like that. Well, they all disappeared. Before then, it was financials. Then for the last 2 months, it's chips, equipment, and all that stuff, right? And then you'll see they'll start dragging, and then new ones will show up. A group, like if you catch, let's say, a couple of financials, it's not going to be too far behind. Maybe the regionals will show up, right? You just can see the rotation of the 52-week high on the 52-week high list almost live. You're still alive, man? You're still alive? I don't know what you guys are doing. I don't know how you guys are still alive, especially BMNR and stuff like that, right? But then I know you never lose money, so it's all good. All right, I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'll be back. Hello. Alrighty. All right. Let's look at this one. Okay. Don't mind the bars on SPCX. Those are misprints. Those big old tails, they don't exist. They do not exist. Ooh, hold on a second. I own 5,500 shares of this puppy. We just took off. Okay. See, you always catch a fish. Good volume coming in now. Symbol is VUZI. VUZIX. They do actually virtual reality machines. So, again, none of this is trading, financial investing advice. Okie dokie. What I do is risky. Do it at your own risk. I like that, actually. Oh, okay, there goes the labels again. God dang it. I bought it right around 3, so after the pullback from 562. See how patiently I waited? Patient, 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 patient. And then now we're playing for hopefully about 30% here. Okay, and don't show trades, please, for the 50 billionth time. Let's see if volume comes into this thing. Well, volume was good for now. That's the 2-minute. Then I watch a 10-minute, 10-day. Yeah, we're coming into resistance right about 331. We take 335 out. I think we're going to run. Yeah. My members were saying, sell cover calls, it'll go up. I'm like, hell no. I only did that with Velo for you guys. I'm not taking that. I'm not taking the fall for you guys again. And I watch a 30-day, 60-minute chart. So 3 intraday charts, daily charts, yearly, all that stuff, right? You'll have it pre-populated in your software. Yeah. So on this one, we got resistance. On the 60-minute, we got 343, 358. On the 10-minute, 10-day, which I trade mostly off of, we're coming right into the 200 EMA, which is WeWap as well. It's about 333. So if we take 335, close above 335, I think we'll get a run to 360 to 390. And if you pay 310 for the stock, that's 80 cents. That's close to 30%. That's what you want. Let's see if we're getting call option activity here. Probably not. Nope. Actually, 4s are trading quite a bit. They traded 500 lots for next Friday at a nickel. That's interesting. If I sold those, I guarantee stock's going to about 4. For sure. For 100% sure. You can see the bids lining up on level 2, though, which is good. Which is good. Yeah, 632 on CBRG. People were asking me, like, oh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? I'm like, what are we going to do? We're just going to either get it signed or get called away, one or the other. I mean, yeah, I don't subscribe to panicins. No need to panic. You can't buy the low. You can't sell the high. If somebody says they do it consistently, please run the other direction. That does not happen, folks. I mean, after 30 years, I struggle with it. Okay, so yeah, all these newbies, they 25-year-olds. Oh, I've been trading for 3 years. I'm like, let me see you trade another 3 years and be alive or have a decent account. But again, no knock on anyone. Everybody runs their own race. I'm not interested in anybody else's. But I just want to always caution that I have seen the other side of the hill, at least half a dozen times, starting in year 2000 with the dot-com bubble. I'm not saying it's the same again and again. I'm not saying any of that. A lot of intelligent people like Michael Berries and people like that are saying AI is a bubble, this is a bubble. I have no idea. What I'm good at is I trade what's in front of me. I'm not going to guess. I'm going to watch risk. I'm going to pay attention. Stock tells me. The price takes precedence. The price is the price. You can argue with the price all you want. It's not going to listen to you, unfortunately. Price is the price, folks. What you see right there on this stock, for example, is the price. You do not argue with that. Once you start arguing with that, then you're creating biases, recency bias, personal biases, things like that. That's going to be your downfall. Yeah, you can't do anything like that. So let's see if this buying pressure holds up. We're stuck in the upper band, which is good. We may go a little sideways because they had these runs before and then it failed, right? Well, this time, is it different this time? We're going to find out probably at the end of the day. We shall find out. 3-year on Woozy. It has these runs, pullbacks, runs. So what I did is I waited for the pullback and just to give it a chance at the exact place that I wanted to give it a chance. So it was, I mean, percentage-wise, look at this as a $50 stock, same thing. $50 stock pulling to $30. Okay, well, yeah. Should I buy it on the pullback? Is everything else is looking okay? Is the fundamentals okay? Well, so far so good. Again, it's a speculative stock. It's a small cap. I don't think it's a micro cap. I think it's worth like close to 700 million. Micro cap would be less than a couple hundred million. So it's definitely a small cap. It moves. Algos move these things. We're at 328, making a new high for the day. A little bit more volume comes in. I think we can survive the day on this one. But I mean, it's just to me, it's like I don't get too excited with one position. I go too down with one position. I have 7, 8 positions on at the moment. One will be green, one will be red, but the ultimate goal is for me to have a green day. That's on account equity. That does not lie. That's your scoreboard, folks. A lot of people ignore that. I'm like, bro, you have to watch your account equity like a hawk. A lot of people watch buying power and this and that. I'm like, nope, it's account equity. Just like I'm doing it with my little Robinhood account or my Schwab account. It's making higher highs, higher lows. Okay, good. Just like a stock. Figure it's a stock. Is the trend good on your account equity chart? Right? Or is it like a wild, EKG? You know what I mean? Up and down, up and down, up and down. And then the math is against you anyway. You have to understand the math. So if you have a $1,000 account, you experience a 50% drawdown. Now that account has to go up 100% for you to get back to where you were. You know how difficult that is, folks. It's literally impossible. And you do that 5, 6 times a year, you're going to wear out. You're going to wear out your account. You're going to wear out your emotions. You're going to wear out everything, as opposed to being kind of quiet. You know what I mean? Now, who bought those 500 options is the question. Who did that? See, that's the other thing is like on level 2, when you see 1,200 offers, that's a short. They're trying to short right about here, which is fine. Yeah, the real selling, the long selling is like it doesn't show up at 1,100, 1,200. If you see that a lot on your level 2, be mindful that there is a short trying to press that stock. So see, none of this is just regular people who bought it maybe this morning at 305 and trying to dump it at 20-cent profit. And watch the way the bids and offers lined up. There's an art to reading level 2. If you have level 2, like if you have Schwab or Thinkorswim or Tasty, you'll see level 2. Again, I'm not a stock jockey, but then I like paying attention to things. So we're going a little bit sideways here. Let's see if we get a push. Wait for the moving averages to catch up. Momentum is good so far. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, we're definitely going to get assigned SNDQ, which is fine. I'm getting assigned where I wanted to get assigned. I have no concerns. Yeah, Velo, actually, yeah, there's still dollar extrinsic value, so they're not going to call it away yet. Well, if they do, AD&T is going to get called away at the moment. Velo is going to get called away. It's going to... all the longs will be gone. I want to do a counter trend trade on ServiceNow or CRM. I'll pick couple with the 2x ETF, try to pick up 20% for a week or so. And then most important thing, folks, most important thing, size correctly. Please size correctly. There's no guarantees in this game. You can look at all the charts you want. You can look at all the indicators you want. You got to size correctly. There is no way if you size incorrectly, they will blow you out. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So size definitely correctly. So my sizing is allocation anyway. It's 5 to 8% max to each position. Always keep 30 to 50% cash because you never know what's going to happen. I go both ways. I go short, I go long. I do all that. So happy Friday. Okie dokie. What else is going on? Not much. Oh, I forgot to turn my light on. It's okay. You guys can see me anyway. Okay. Oh man, it's a little paint dry today. I don't know. Okay, that's that. SPCX 169. Kind of holding these levels. SanDisk is above 2,000. Holy shit. Wow. I mean, who knew? There's an uptrend for you. Right? There's an uptrend for you. Although this new high is not confirmed by MACD yet. You know, bearish divergence developing on SanDisk, so be careful buying it here. That's all I can say. 2021 high. And so bearish divergences look like this. Same thing will look like on RSI as well, but I like using MACD more than RSI. You know, this was the all high at 1600, and we pull back to 20 MA to 1350. Then we rallied all the way to 1900 almost, yeah, 1855, then pulled back to 1500. So on that new high, MACD did not confirm. It did not make a new high. Now we're making a new high on the stock. MACD is nowhere near even the previous high. So stock is making price-wise higher highs, but momentum is kind of going out of it. That's a momentum showing that momentum is kind of slowing down. Don't mind that it's up $121 today. Because when momentum's kind of going out, you got to be really careful. And then bullish divergences are really powerful with MACD. You know, there's many ways you can check that out. So on that one, stock would be making lower lows and MACD will not be making lower lows on the daily especially. So be careful. Just watch. You don't have to be involved in everything every day. Not me anyway. That's not my style. It's like, yeah. Yeah, we'll pull back now down to 320. Normal pullback. Got a little overbought. We'll see. Now the key is to hold the 320 level, 318, 320 level, the middle band right about 318. Wait for the moving average to catch up and then start walking it. Let's see if they do it, especially at the end of the day anyway. On the daily front, MACD's on sale. Volume is kind of dissipating, which is good. Came down to 200 EMA, which is good. That's where you want to buy it if you're going to, you know, tangle with this thing. Where could the bounce be? 50 MA is first shot, 335. That's why I'm looking at it. Second one is going to be 365. Third resistance is 418. No, 403, which is middle band. So with the Bollinger Bands as well, learn how to read it. When the bands are really opening up and equity is outside the bands for a couple, 3 days, that's just be careful with that. Okay. Time for a pullback. And then when middle bands are violated on Bollinger Bands, it's very high likelihood that you're going to go to the lower band and test the lower band. So, and you know, that's what I have on my charts, right? I have 20 EMA, 50 EMA, 200 EMA, and a Bollinger Band. Clean, clean, clean. No lines, none of that stuff. Volume, obviously, I watch very, very closely. Like on this stock, you knew the momentum was coming in when way above average volume was trading, and then the price follows, right? So there's commitment of traders right here. And then volume dissipates, it's dying down on the pullback, which is the right thing, which is the right sign. That's why I'm kind of interested in buying the pullback. If the volume was higher on the way down, I wouldn't be that interested, right? And but again, I position size correctly, right? Only 5-6% of the account value went in. I'm long 5,500 shares, but that's about it. 5-6% of the account. That's it. I could have bought 55,000 shares. I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna happen. You know, allocation is key. Because once you go, like, you could go YOLO on this one. Let's go into, you know, I'm gonna make 50 cents on 50,000 shares. Great. What if it revisits 250 before? Oh, they're gonna blow the account before it goes back up to 3.5. So my thing is always watch your size. Size is key. If you don't watch your size, they're going to take you to the cleaners. And they do. Believe me. You don't want to mess with it. 644. This is like the flower. Like she loves me not. On CBRG, which is the 2X ETF of CBRS. I am like, next week, long the shares at 611, stock 645. I'm long 1,500 shares at 611. Short the 6 puts, short the 7 calls. Total taken in 155. If I get called away, it's a 44% RR for 2 weeks. If I get assigned, I'll get assigned at 445, which I'll be gladly to do so. And if it's between 6 and 7 by next Friday, then it's a 27% RR. And then we'll play the game again next month. That's about it. Some things deserve covered strangles. Some things deserve naked strangles. Some things deserve just directional options. Some things deserve synthetic. Some things deserve put credit spread. Some things deserve, you know, the risk reversals. I mean, look, there's 1,000 different ways of doing this. And as long as you know what you're doing, or at least the structure of the trade, and then you can assign that structure to the proper stock. Because not every stock is the same, right? Not every asset class is the same. So as long as you have the tools to structure the trade properly, after you patiently waited for the stock to come to you, right? There's no reason to rush. Markets open every single day, every day. So rushing is not going to get you anywhere. Now, when some things are ripping on the way up, there's gamma squeezes going on, things like that, then yeah, absolutely push, right? You got to participate, go for it. But also know that when the momentum dies, you're going to be holding the bag, and don't do that. So, a lot of people buy YOLO into options. Yeah, like for example, one of the perfect examples of that was Open. Remember, guys, Open? Remember Open? Yeah, I remember Open. Or GameStop, right? Okay, but let's go recent history, Open. When the stock was 51 cents, went to $5, and then did this little dance of correction, and then took off. Went to 11 almost, right? What has been going on since then? Nothing, right? Well, when all the YOLO were in here on Robinhood, right? And they're like, it's going to 80 because the CEO, new CEO who came over from Shopify has a deal that he's going to get a bunch of stock at 80. I'm like, bro. They did the same thing with SoFi, by the way. Oh, Anthony Noto has a deal at 30. He has to push the stock to 30. No, well, he doesn't. He can't do anything about any of that. But same thing on Open, right? Open Door. You know, yeah, it has revenues. Hasn't made a penny. I know. Fundamentally, is it expensive? Yeah. But then when the momentum happens like this, and if you're a trader, yeah, by all means, push, right? And then, but when the momentum dies, understand when it's dead, and you know, that comes with experience, that comes with understanding options, that comes with understanding implied volatility, that comes with understanding, you know, the Greeks. So, but now stock's sideways. It's just going between 4 and 6, back and forth. Now, close to 430. Is it a good trade? Or there are many, many other stocks that are breaking out at the moment that, but then for some reason, people are stuck on these stocks. Literally, all I see on X is the same 10 symbols, right? Some of them have done well. Some of them haven't done anything. The same thing was going on with the quantum computing stocks when that happened, right? Rigetti going from 15 to 58 in matter of a month, you know, 20, 25 trading days, wonderful. I was short. I shorted Rigetti, actually. I didn't hold the shorts too long, but actually I didn't ended up making money. But once the momentum dies, now what? Now it's just trying to base and find a base here. And, you know, with the Trump news, it got a pump from 15 to almost 28. And now we're back to 21, you know, and then start looking at the group, stocks in the group. IONQ is one. That's looking better than Rigetti. QBTS, D-Wave Quant Computing is in the one. D-Wave, I think it's QBTS, right? Yeah, D-Wave Quantum. Okay, so, I mean, this is probably as good. I wouldn't buy quantum stocks, but if I was going to trade, this is right on 50 EMA, pretty low risk here. If you're going to get in, I wouldn't do it. But then, because there's so many other things that are breaking out, like, for example, Amcor, right? Why would I not trade that, then that? Right? Because momentum is about to come in. Bollinger Bands, after going sideways for 2 months, is about to open up. That's going to push to the upper band, and it's going to probably, most likely, have one of these types of moves. I'm just waiting to get on board. Now you're going to say, well, you're missing it. Why didn't you get on board this morning? Because I didn't know it was going to break out. Now that it has broken out, what I will need is that it will rally a few more, pull back to the breakout, which is the breakout, and pull back to the breakout point, and then I'll get in. And if I'm right, this should rally at least minimum of 20 to 25 points. And so, but these are the types of patterns I like this. Consolidation, breakout, right? So that's life. That's trading for you folks. Okay, did we die on Woozy? 319, 320. We got to hold here and have a decent close. Yeah, we'll pull back exactly to where we should pull back to. So we'll see. We'll see if they rally back up. This volume was interesting to me. Oh, no, never mind. There goes that big leg down to 317. About 13,000 share seller came in. This up pump happened on about 78,000 shares. Nope, no bueno. Well, now we're going to go to the 50 EMA, which is about 315 range. This is the 2-minute chart, by the way. Like I said, it has these kind of pumps, and then it kind of dies. But then that's the 2-minute chart. If you look at the daily looks okay at this level anyway. Well, I would like a green day, though, for sure. Yeah, I'm about even on the stock, so we'll see. Didn't get excited for no reason. But then, you know, whatever the market gives you, you take. That's all you can do. And don't argue with the market. Market's always right, folks. Always. Always. Market's always right. And market doesn't care who you are either, by the way. Market doesn't care who you are, how much money you have, none of that stuff. Anyhow, time for another break. What do you guys want to watch? SPY? No questions, huh? Okay, be shy. Be that way. Be that way. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that one there. Or SPCX, SPY. We're down to 316. Fuck. SPCX. Holding in there. SPY. How about we put SPY? Just kind of watching paint dry today, man. It's just kind of going sideways. Nothing to do. Some days are like that. I'm definitely leaning towards the counter trend rallies on NOW and CRM. Probably NOW with their 2x ETFs. I think they're done going down for at least a week or so. I think we get a real rally on CRM to 180. And NOW, I think, is a little bit better structure. CRM just made a 52-week low. That one is just pulled into support. So NOWL, maybe I'll buy a couple thousand shares of that. Looks like, and if it goes lower, it goes lower. It goes lower. There's no options. Okay, let's buy a couple thousand shares. Let's buy 1,000 shares to start with. All right, we got filled 1,000 shares at 472. Cool. Now we got one more right there. Okie dokie. Let's see if we can swing about a buck out of this. Yeah. Well, then by CRM making 52-week lows. I already have a put credit spread on that, so that's fine. If they're going to bounce here, we're playing a bounce play, so we're not doing anything else. Yeah, we're right into support here. If we gap down, go lower, take my hit, get out. Take a few $100 loss and get out. That's it. So I'll leave you guys with SPY. How about that? It's the daily SPY. If you guys have questions, please post. All right, that's where we are. Noon, we have a game. What's the game today? I think it's Canada versus Bosnia or Herzegovina. I think I said that correctly. I think I did. All right, I'll be back in 10 minutes. Hold the shit together, folks. All right, everyone. It's just watching paint dry today, man. Not going on. Nothing's going on. Those are the days that you just kind of, almost feel like I have to do something. I'm like, no, actually. Those are the days you just sit on your hands, period. Those are the days you just go, nope, not going to touch it. The Velo rally was fake, down to 312. Yeah, those are the days that you just kind of be patiently sitting. Sit on your hands. Sitting on your hands is fine. Let's see who's up there. Nobody. No comments. Okay. I'm not even sure if the comment board is working. So with that said, I'll be back on Monday. You guys, oh, I'm blurry. Damn. Hold on a second. Hold on. Still blurry. Am I? Yeah, blurry. All right. I'm going to end the stream. I'll be back on Monday. Hopefully we get a little bit more action on Monday. You all have a great weekend. And I will see you guys on Monday. I know you're still there. But I'm going to watch my game at noon. Watch U.S. play Paraguay today at 6 p.m. You all have a great weekend. It's hot in L.A. It's going to be a bit 90. Maybe we'll just open the pool season. And yeah, SpaceX is public finally. Next one I think is going to be OpenAI. And we'll all see you on Monday. I'll probably start about the same time. So please give me a thumbs up. All the information is in the show notes that you see on the scrolling. And if you're inclined to join the Discord server, please do so. There's a free version. There's a premium version. On the premium version, there's a 50% discount going on if you enter the promo code FIRST100. But all of that is in the show notes. You don't have to catch it on the scroller. And, we'll see. We'll see where we go. Lots going on hopefully next week. A little bit more volatility. And we'll do some trading. So have a great weekend.